Okay, so today we're going to tackle something we all just accept. You know that rule about drinking 8 glasses of water a day? It's advice that's so common it feels like a law of nature. But what if it's not? What if this whole time we've been following a lie?
Seriously, what if I told you that this universal health rule is actually one of the biggest, most stubborn myths out there? I mean, doctors say it, trainers preach it, everyone repeats it. But where did this rule actually come from? Well, back in 2002, a kidney specialist, Dr. Heinz Volten, got curious. He decided to find the actual science behind this 8x8 rule. And after digging through everything, you know what he found? Absolutely nothing. Not a single scientific study to back it up. Which, begs the question, how did the entire world get hooked on this idea?
Well, the story doesn't start in some high-tech lab. It actually starts with a simple misunderstanding. It was an accidental rule born from a single paragraph that was written almost 80 years ago.
Here's the timeline, basically. In 1945, a recommendation gets published. For the next, 57 years, that little recommendation just gets repeated and repeated, spreading all over the world until it's treated like gospel. Then, finally, in 2002, someone bothers to check the original source.
And the source they tracked down? It was a report from the U.S. Food and Nutrition Board, and buried deep inside that report was one short little paragraph about water. One sentence, really.
And here it is. This is the sentence: a suitable allowance of water for adults is 2.5 liters per day. Now 2.5 liters, that's pretty close to 8 glasses. So, case closed, right? This seems to prove everything we've ever been told.
But not so fast, because it seems like the entire world just stopped reading right there. The key, the part that changes literally everything, was in the very next sentence, and almost nobody noticed it.
And here's the kicker, the part that got left out. Most of that quantity is contained in prepared foods. Get that? The guideline was never about chugging 8 glasses of pure water. It was talking about our total water intake, and it clearly said we eat most of the water we need.
Let's really break that down. Because when they said prepared foods, they just meant, food. We get a ton of our hydration from the things we eat every day. Take a cucumber, for instance. It's basically solid water, 95%.
Or an apple. You know how crisp and juicy it is? Well, that's because it's 86% water. That's a huge amount of hydration packed right into your afternoon snack.
And here's one that might surprise you. Even something you think of as super dense, like a steak, is more than half water. We're talking 60%. The reality is we get a massive amount of fluid from food, not to mention other drinks like coffee or tea, and even the water our own body creates when we metabolize energy.
So, if we don't need to follow some rigid external rule, how are we supposed to know when to drink? The answer couldn't be simpler. Your body already has a perfect built-in system designed just for that.
Yeah, it's called thirst. For some reason, we've been taught to see thirst as a failure, like an alarm bell telling us we're already dehydrated. But that's not what it is at all. Thirst is this incredibly sophisticated, finely tuned signal that tells you, with perfect timing, when your body could use a little more fluid. And the system is just elegant. The second your body's fluid levels dip even a tiny bit, a hormone called vasopressin kicks in. It sends a message to your kidneys telling them, hey, hold on to some water for a bit. It conserves your reserves long before you are in any danger or even feel thirsty. Your body is an expert at managing its own water levels. Think about it this way. You don't just randomly stuff your face with food when you're not hungry just in case you might starve later, right? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. So why do we apply that same flawed logic to drinking? Why do we ignore our body's perfectly good signal?
If our bodies are so smart, then why is there this constant message telling us not to trust them? Well, as always, it helps to follow the money. Who actually benefits from us thinking we need to drink constantly?
$290 billion. That's how much the global bottled water market is worth every year. That is a gigantic industry built on one simple, powerful idea, that you need to be drinking all the time, whether you're thirsty or not.
And that creates this fundamental conflict, right? On one side, you have your body's own natural wisdom saying thirst is a reliable guide. And on the other, you have this massive industry with a very different message. Your thirst can't be trusted. You need our product. And this isn't some conspiracy theory. Here's a real-world example. In the early 90s, Gatorade paid the American College of Sports Medicine $250,000 and co-hosted a big roundtable on fluid replacement. And guess what the big new guideline was that came out of it? Drink before you are thirsty.
The company that sells the drink funded the science that tells you to ignore your body and buy their drink.
Now, it turns out that forcing yourself to drink when you're not thirsty isn't just pointless. It can actually be dangerous. The real and frankly more immediate risk for a lot of people isn't getting dehydrated. It's the exact opposite. The medical term is hyponatremia, and all it means is that you've drunk so much water that you've diluted the sodium in your blood down to dangerously low levels. And unlike being a little thirsty, this condition can actually kill you.
And this isn't just some theoretical thing. In 2007, a 28-year-old mom named Jennifer Strange died from water intoxication. She was in a radio contest called Hold Your Wee for a Wee and drank almost 2 gallons of water in just 3 hours. She died later that day.
You might think that's just an extreme case, but look at this. A study of Boston Marathon finishers in 2005 found that a shocking 13%, that's about 1 in every 7 runners, had hyponatremia from drinking too much water. Researchers are now saying that more athletes get hurt from overhydrating than from underhydrating.
Okay, so if the 8 glasses rule is a total myth and forcing yourself to drink water can actually be dangerous, then what are we supposed to do? It's time for a much simpler, much smarter approach to hydration.
Here are the new rules. It's super simple. Number 1, listen to your thirst. It's your body's perfect guide. Trust it. Number 2, just glance at your urine color. You're aiming for a pale, straw-like yellow. If it's totally clear, like water, you're probably drinking too much. And number 3, just remember that a big chunk of your water comes from your food every single day.
So when you boil it all down, the question isn't how many glasses should I drink? The real question is this: who are you going to trust with your health? Are you going to listen to the incredibly sophisticated, time-tested wisdom of your own body or the marketing slogan on the side of a plastic bottle? The choice is all yours.